Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com. And in this video today we're going to be connecting
Now
all these Wii controllers to the Switch using this little 8-bit DOE USB wireless adapter. So we're going to connect up various different things and see if they work or not and how well they work. So first things first, we're going to update this to the latest firmware. So you want to go over to the 8-bit DOE website and you want to click on support. Then you want to click on firmware, and then you want to scroll down until you find your retro receiver here. And if you have a look, you can see there's a couple of firmwares as of when this video was made. We're going to be going on the latest, which is version 1.16, and we're going to go to download, and then you're going to download it and unzip it. So now you're going to open it up, and it says here, hold down the pair button of the receiver and connect to PC via USB cable. So I've got a little extension cable here that's plugged into my PC. I'm going to hold down the pair button here before I plug it in, and now I'm just going to plug it in. Like that, and now I can let go. Right, okay, and then... Now it says click update and select firmware title. So we're going to click update, and now I'm going to scroll down to this one here, and now it says update version 1.16, and I'm going to click OK. And now it's just moving along there. When it gets to the end, it will be done. There we go, firmware upgraded successfully. Okay, so I can now unplug it and bring it over to my Switch. Okay, so both of these adapters are now fully updated. Now, the reason we're using the 8-bit DOE adapters is because it makes it so easy to connect up the Wiimotes. There is other ways of doing it. For example, you can use a Cronus Max with a Magic NS adapter, and then you can select the exact buttons you want. But the problem is the combination of those adapters are between £60 and £70, so they work out quite expensive. With this one here, you can get it for under 15 UK pounds, and it's just a case of plugging in and syncing it up, and it just works. So first of all, let's get it connected up. Now, you will have to change one of the settings on the Nintendo Switch. So if you were to go into your settings and then go all the way down to where it says controllers and sensors, you are going to have to make sure that Pro Controller wired communication is turned on, because by default it is off. So turn that one on, otherwise these will sync up, but they're just not going to do anything. Right, okay, so obviously this will work in docked mode. I'm just showing you it in tabletop or handheld mode because it's easier for the filming, but I will show you at the end it working in docked mode. Now, with these adapters, they will only sync up.
And then
Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today I'm going to be showing my son the delights of this 1984 boombox made by Panasonic. Got a TV here which is analog only, so it's not going to work anymore because the signal before. Right, so you just need to press play. There we go, so that's the tape. So if we turn that off now.
But does it play Fortnite?
Fortnite? This is from 2 years ago. This ain't going to play Fortnite. Or is it? Let's give it a go. Pop that up to TV. And now we have a separate scale here to tune in the TV. You can see the scales moving along now. Oh, what's this? Fortnite on a black and white CRT. Ah, this is too good to be true. let's do a bit of gameplay. Right, while you set that up, Ben, I'm just going to show the viewers the actual setup. So as you can see here, there is no cables connected to this. This is all working via the aerial. The only cable we've got is the power cable. So there's nothing connected to the back there or into the inputs at the side here. All the signal is coming down this aerial. So what we're doing is we're converting the signal from the Xbox One X. So that's right, 4K technology from the Xbox One X super sampled down onto the aerial there. Let me show you the setup. Now Ben, I want you to get a victory royale. Let's see how well you do. Right, okay, so as you can see, we've got the Xbox One X here. Normally you would have the HDMI going into a TV, but we need to convert it to Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today I'm going to show you Fortnite working on an old Sony Watchman TV. Now this is a pocket TV from the 1980s. You can see it's got the aerial up here. So let's turn it on and show you it working. Now this is a black and white CRT TV, so let's just give that a tiny bit of tuning in. There we go. Right, now on CRTs, when you're filming them, you get this annoying black band moving up and down the screen, but you don't actually see that with your own eyes. That's something to do with... That's a black and white CRT TV, and I'm also going to turn it on here. This is a colour LCD screen. So watch this now. There we go, now you can see that's a colour one. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my son to play this, and I'm going to give him a financial incentive to try and win. Let's lower this down a little bit. There we go. Right, so basically, he's never got a Battle Royale before, and if he does, I'm going to give him a load of money for it. He doesn't know how much yet, but it's going to be an incentive to do his best to try and win on this. Now, the chances of winning on this is going to be very slim. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not going to give away a load of money for nothing. But if he does win, then he's going to get rewarded. So I'm going to call him in, show him how much he can possibly win, and then I'm going to show you the setup, and I'm going to show you it working on a few other TVs as well, because you might be wondering how on earth I've got Fortnite working on these screens here. So, Ben! Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today we're going to be looking at the JVC Videosphere, which is this amazing 1970s TV. Check it out. So because this is a My Mate Vince channel, obviously we're going to be connecting up stuff to it that you wouldn't normally do, such as the Xbox One X, PlayStation 4 Pro, Nintendo Switch, and a gaming PC as well, just to see what it looks like. Will you do this yourself? Of course not. Xbox One X, you're going to want a 4K TV, or at the very least a 1080p TV. Not a TV that's 40 years old, but still, for novelty value, it's going to be interesting to see what it looks like. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is because I recently passed over the 100,000 subscribers mark, and that was a milestone I've been trying to beat for quite a few years now. So I'm very happy with that, and it's a thank you to all those subscribers that have given me the support at the beginning, through the early days, and also recently as well. You know I really appreciate it. So with this now, this TV was designed in 1970, and as you can probably tell, it's inspired by a spaceman's helmet. So in 1969 we had the moon landing, and then for the next few years after that, everything was kind of moon crazy. So this was designed in 1970, and it was to put into production in 1974. So you're looking at a TV that could be up on 43 years old. It was also in production until the very early 1980s. So on average, this TV will probably be about 40 years old, because I don't know how to date it. Now, if you look at it, believe it or not, this was actually designed as a portable TV. So not only can you swivel it around to any part of the room, you can also power it by a 12-volt supply from a cigarette lighter from a car, or when it was made to begin with, you also had a rechargeable battery pack that you used to then have the chance to bring it down to a beach. So you might be wondering, how do you get this connected up to modern day equipment? Well, all of the equipment that I'm using here uses HDMI, and obviously this TV doesn't. This TV doesn't use component, composite, S-video. It uses none of that stuff because it wasn't invented back then. What it does use is an aerial. It hasn't even got an RF outputs like the the coaxial ones that you plug in. That's all we've got here. So it was a bit of a challenge to get it working, but it is actually very simple to do. So let me take you through how to set it up, and then we're going to turn it on and see what it looks like. So for example, From the Nintendo Switch, you're going to have a HDMI out. The HDMI out is going to go into the input of this HDMI to AV converter. This is going to convert it to composite, which is yellow, white, and red, even though this lead here is yellow, black, and red. From here, I need to then convert it to RF. Now, with older TVs, a lot of them still do have AV connections, but when you get to the really old TVs, they don't. So to convert it to RF, I've actually used an old video recorder. So I've got the AV going in here, and then on the video recorder, I've then just got an aerial coming out of it, you know, an RF, that one there coming out of it. And from this one, I had to get this to go into the TV. So there probably is proper adapters you can get to do this, but all I did is I stripped back the cable, so this is just a normal aerial cable that you get. I cut back the end of it, and then I've soldered on the central conductor to one part of the aerial there, and then I've done the braiding to the other part of the aerial, and it does actually work pretty well. You probably can, if you knew what you were doing, buy converters that go from RF to this connector here. But I think because they're going to be so rare, they probably stopped making them 20 odd years ago. Now looking at this TV here, you see you've got this amazing handle with it. So the idea was that you could put it on your ceiling and then you could hook it up and have it dangling round. This TV, it wasn't cheap when it came out, but it was kind of designed for young go-getters or also kids to have in their bedroom. So it was never designed to be like a main TV in a living room. So if you're interested in TV, just look up JVC Videosphere and you can see that it has actually appeared in quite a few films over the years because it is so iconic looking. Right now, so basically let's get started. I think we'll start with the Nintendo Switch because most of my subscribers are probably here because of the Nintendo Switch. So what I've done is, because I've got numerous things connected up to here, I've actually put it through a HDMI switch first of all, so I don't have to keep unplugging and plugging in leads. So at the moment I've got my HDMI coming out of the Nintendo Switch and it goes into input 1. So I'm on input 1 at the moment. Now with this TV here, it's black and white, we've got volume here, we've got contrast, and we've also got brightness. So I'm going to turn it on, and you're going to see we just have that noise. Right, let me just get this nice and level. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're just going to turn this knob at the top, and this is basically how we're tuning it in. So hopefully eventually now it should, there we go, it should come to the Nintendo Switch. Just get out of that. Right, I'm just going to sort of fine tune that a bit. Okay, and let's get the volume so it's not quite as hummy. That doesn't sound too bad. Right, okay, I'm going to get this now on a tripod so we can have a good look at this. Okay, so to adjust the contrast, it's this one here. Now I'm going to put it around there. And to adjust the brightness is this one here. Okay, now what I want to do is, as you can see, it's slightly off the screen at the moment, so I'm just going to change the screen size. So go down to System Settings, TV Output, Adjust Screen Size, and let me just bring that down a bit. Okay, so that looks right. 95%. There we go, now I've got the full screen size there. Right, let's have a look at what the game looks like. Let's go to Mario Kart. Right, I don't think we've got any volume on it, hold on. There we go. Do you know, although it's black and white, it does still look good, look at it. And although really it's just a gimmick because it is just a flat screen in there, so it's not rounded, it just looks good. And you've got to remember now that if this is like 43 years old, you've got to think about what was out at that time. And imagine the kids then, when Pong hadn't even come out and the arcade, imagine the kids being able to play something like this on there, their mind would have been blown. Right, let's go to Grand Prix. And for some reason, there's only one speaker, but it sounds good. And it's pretty cool that it's got the headphone jack on it as well.
One with ABC.
Galaxy.
What's